Is there a way when go down to bed at night that you envision yourself having your hand raised next week?
Honestly, man, it's like every night it's something different, but it's every night. It's I feel on the feet, I feel like I can hurt him mostly because he has stumbled in his career, so you have those images in your head, it's doable. He's not the boogeyman. He's got the hype of a Hamzat, but he has been beat in the past, so it's not like you're going in there and you're like, oh, this guy can't be finished. This guy can't be submitted. Well, yes, he can. He can. So he's a human just like me. And I know I possess the skills to be able to put him away. I'm one of the best in the world. It's just me performing, me showing up and me putting it all together. And it's going to be a long night for him, from the feet to the floor. I think I can pose threats to him everywhere, and give him a lot of resistance that he hasn't got in these last, string of wins that he's had.
You mentioned Hamza. Is it when you look at Aaron and there was a lot of hype on him early on and he took a step back, but does it impress you how he has climbed pretty quickly to get back, to where he is? That shows something about him as a fighter.
Absolutely. And I think he's always been at that level. I mean, he made a few little minor mistakes, and I really believe it's his style of that super aggressive coming forward. It's kill or be killed, and that fans love it, fighters love it. But it's a dangerous game to play, and when he like when he fought those top guys before and he ran into some adversity, that's all it took. I'm not saying it could happen to anybody. It's happened to me before. It's happened to all the good fighters, and he rallied back, and he's done well doing it. I think that's more so. He should have won those fights that he's been in, but it's the way he's done it and the way he's put these guys away and continued to look exciting is why I respect him for it. He didn't change up his game too much, and he didn't get too timid after getting caught a couple times, and he still goes for the kill, and that's what I expect next Saturday.
It's a big fight on a big card where you're fighting with the featherweight title fight. Do you look at this as a title contender? You go in there and do something impressive, and then they fight later on in the night that it just makes sense?
Absolutely. I think that's how the fight was brought to me. That it was a number one contender fight, me against Pico on the same card in LA, well, with the title fight on the card. So that's how I've envisioned it. I mean, a lot of things, different scenarios can happen. Who knows what happens with a AJ win and a Pitbull win, and these two start talking. Who knows I can't control any of that. It would make the most sense. I think a win over Pico is the biggest statement any of the other featherweights can make right now, to claim a title shot. Even AJ's win, if he wins over Spike at 55, it wouldn't make sense, but in a business aspect, I could easily see that happening as well. So I can't control too much of that. All I have to do is just put myself in the best position, and that's beating Pico and doing it, decisively, which I think is going to happen. A guy like Pico, you have to put him away, and because he's going to keep coming. So for me to win this fight, I got to do it violently, and so that's kind of the game plan. And then with the win, preferably, I get the title shot, which I think would be deserved. And I think the fans are going to want that. Seeing me and Pico first, and then a few fights later, seeing the title fight, it'll just make sense. And I get either a legend or a rematch in that one. So I'm excited for that title fight too.